Hey everyone, Coastal6 here, and I'm going to show you how to use Kickstart because it's pretty awesome. I think it's the best way to sidechain. And one thing about it is when you open it up, it'll be like that, I think. But you don't really want that to happen unless you've got a percussion pattern, a kick pattern, such as this. So it works just fine in that instance. And I should bring this up so you can watch it real quick. So it goes, you can see the audio going through this line right here. So what happens, and that's all fine and good, and the mix determines how much this effect is applied. So it's kind of like the wet dry knob on other plugins. And then you can choose different automation curves and then scoot them around if you want to. And these here, and it reads. You can see right there that it says set to 1 bar, set to half note, 4th note, 8th note. So just a quick demonstration of what those do. So if I set to this, it thinks, it doesn't really, but in essence, it thinks that we've got a kick pattern going twice as fast. If we mute this, and then if we do this, it only happens once per bar, and then this only half time. So say you've got, and this is the big problem that I had when I didn't know how to use this, was what if we've got a percussion pattern, kick pattern like this, and it's not in 4/4, like you're doing drum and bass, or really anything, like pretty much anything can obviously have whatever percussion pattern you want. It's just kind of limiting to feel like you're stuck to that. So the best way that I think you can do this is to set up a sidechain trigger. And I use MIDI out, which just outputs a MIDI signal, no sound or anything. And then you copy the pattern that you've got from your kicks into the MIDI out. And so, you can see these are the same. And then, like I said, this isn't making any sound. This is, obviously. So the thing to do, though, is you've got to set the port on both of these to be the same. So port 15, this is putting output in port 15, and then you set this to take input from port 15. So the Kickstart is receiving the notes that are being played here, the signal, the MIDI signal. And another thing, don't forget to do this. And you go and you click on this little gear here, and you go to synced, and you take it to 1 shot. So every time, and it will explain that, sync the effect to your host sequencer, or retrigger it when playing a note. So it'll only make this automation curve happen every time it receives a MIDI note. So it's going to receive this MIDI note, automation curve is going to happen. Same here, 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 here. And that's exactly what you want when you have a non-4/4 kick pattern. So you go here, and then make sure all your stuff is correct. And this is like the wet dry knob, and it depends definitely where you have it, but I just have it there so that it's easy kind of to tell what's going on. And one more thing before I demonstrate, these no longer mean what they meant before when you've got it on 1 shot as opposed to synced, which is what it starts on. And that's the one that works fine for 4/4 beats, if you remember. So this now controls how fast the curve happens in a different way. It might sound like the same thing, but we'll keep it here, or we'll start at the lowest and then kind of demonstrate like how that actually works. So just kind of imagine this curve as being like here with us on the playlist here. So if we've got it on 8th, it's going to be, the duck is going to be right here. And it's going to come right back up. It's going to be instantly back to volume, to full volume. And now if we set it at 4th, it's going to take twice as long, half, twice as long as that, 1, 1, half as long as that. So I think it's a pretty easy concept to understand. So we're going to turn off the Kickstart plugin right here, and you can see how it sounds. It's going to sound weird. But if we turn the Kickstart plugin back on, it will be properly sidechained. And you can see what's going on right there. So that's that. If you have any questions, ask me in the comments if I didn't explain something well enough. But really, that's about all there is to Kickstart, and that's all there needs to be, because it's perfectly fine. It's awesome for sidechaining stuff and just slapping it on there, and it's so much better than using a limiter, in my opinion, because you get a little bit of latency, and yeah, it might be easy to compensate for the latency of routing to stuff, but I don't want to deal with that. So just get Kickstart, and a ton of other things are made easier too, not just that. So that's it.